Hello, my loyal companions. Welcome back to RogueCast, your dedicated Rogue Company podcast, hosted by me, Radthar, and joined, as always, by Mr. OctaneProTV. How are we this week?
We're good. We're good. It's been a fun week of Rogue, and we'll get into it here in just a minute. But things are good. What about you?
Yeah, things are very good. I do want to make an announcement. I told you earlier today, or yesterday, we talked about, and I posted a YouTube post
I
about
saw that.
the future of my channel, and think this is going to be the last episode of season 2 of RogueCast for the foreseeable future. I don't have any plans to restart season 3 just yet, but the podcast has been a passion project of mine since I started it with my interviews back in season 1, of which Octane was the second ever guest on. So I'm sure that passion will continue with me, and season 3 will be itching in the back of my mind for a very long time. And so when it does happen, who knows what we'll do? Maybe we'll do a live format reposted to YouTube. I know that people have been talking about that. The original plan was to do this one live, but it ended up being a little bit late for the recording for us to really find it worth it to do that. So this, however, will be the last episode of season 2 of RogueCast on all major platforms. So we'll see what happens season 3. I'll keep you updated as always. But we're going to talk about Rogue Company. We're going to reminisce a little bit about this season, because I was just told to Octane, we started this, as you were saying, just before season 1 hit. So like back in season 0 still. So we've gone through the whole of season 1, and now the bumpy ride that has been the start of season 2. And so I want to reminisce a little bit about the game direction since then, looking forward. But we'll start with a nice little catch up of the week. How has Rogue Company been for you this week? What have you been doing? What have you been playing? What's the vibes been?
I've been really enjoying dodgeball. I'll be honest with you. I've been queuing with just like pre-mades with viewers, and really enjoyed it. Actually, I find it like it's kind of my new strikeout. Like it's kind of my like, hey, I just want to play. Like I don't want to try hard. I don't want to sweat. I just want to play. And I find that dodgeball is right up my alley there. I enjoy it a lot. I like dodgeball because it's a little unpredictable. Like you really don't know what's going to happen, and how quickly things could change if you're able to get that last shot off to get that elimination and stuff like that. So yeah, that's what I've been playing. But what about you? I believe you've been playing a decent amount of ranked, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes, ranked has been my go-to this week, and honestly the last 2 weeks. I don't know what it is. I mean, I know exactly what it is, and it's strikeout. Strikeout is so sweaty. It's so like not fun anymore. It's not this, hey, I'm going to run around and just frag out and have fun. It's turned into the sort of game mode where it's like, I know I'm going against stacked players. They're literally queuing together, giving comms and treating it like 10K's on the line, Like it matters. And that's really disheartening when you just want a game mode that you can run around and frag out in. Especially because I play with viewers, and I've said all the time, I never care what level my viewers are. I don't care if you're not very good and you're switched and you're getting used to, or whether you're a crack teammate who are going to frag out and have a good time on. I just want to run around and shoot people and have a great time. And unfortunately, Strikeout was always my mode for that. It was always my mode for mastery grinding. Oh god, okay, we'll talk about that. But Strikeout has just become almost like unplayable, unfortunately, which is like, at least to enjoy and actually show myself enjoying on stream. So I ended up doing ranked because it's so I feel like I can be more casual in ranked because I have to focus for a round. I have to focus round by round, and then I can just talk to chat. Like it's like I have that like sort of interaction I have a lot there, where I can just blitz around, really focus, talk about my strategy, do that and that, and then I can just sort of relax a bit, explain what happened, why it happened, how I outplayed it, why I didn't outplay it, and then just sort of vibe that way. I find it's a lot more enjoyable and generally better to watch. I've found from my viewers like reactions and stuff is they enjoy it more to watch, which is always a bonus. I like it when they enjoy what we're doing. So yeah, more ranked has been my style this week. To be honest.
Yeah, how is well, two things there. First off, I think ranked is a little bit better to stream, not only because the competitive side and people enjoy watching it, but I think also you have more like mini breaks in there. Like if you die and you're sitting there, you're watching your team, whatever, or time between rounds, and things like that, versus strikeout. It's just go, 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 which I think is good. How has the ban system worked for you? Played it the other day. And I played it and used it, and it was okay. It seemed very abrupt. Like you jump into a game, and all of a sudden it's like, wait, what? It just doesn't seem like there's a lot of explanation available. Like nothing pops up and is like, please select the character that you'd like to ban, or Radthar is currently selecting a ban. Like it doesn't
Yeah.
break down those phases, I think, very clearly.
No, I agree. It's not very clear. It does actually do it. Like I've played enough of it where I've noticed it. It does say you are the captain, you are banning, and then it says ban a rogue on the side. But it looks so undifferent from your pick
Yeah,
screen.
exactly.
The
It looks
amount of
so
times I've
normal.
picked the ban the rogue I wanted to play is ridiculous. And there's a little crown it also tells you and stuff. You're right.
Yeah.
It's not clear at all. Repetition of playing it and understanding it means I now know it. But I can understand if you've gone
Yeah.
through a few games or something, you're not going to get that. But in terms of the ban phase, I've actually put like a few videos out on it recently because I found it very
I saw that.
interesting. Basically the same things get banned all the time. It's one of like 5 options of Sigrid, Lancer, Kestrel, Sigrid, or Anvil, Trench kind of thing. Like just these
Okay.
rogues that are really annoying. You know, I can tell whether I'm going against a good team or not based on the ban. Now, like I know if they ban Lancer on a map that Lancer's just garbage on, I know they're not a good team. They're just afraid of a Lancer. But yesterday, and my video that went out yesterday as of them seeing this was a video where they didn't ban a certain rogue. I'll spoil it, it's out. Lancer. They didn't ban Lancer, and I was itching. I don't get to play Lancer very often in ranked, and I played, and we didn't get past 5 rounds. Like they surrendered. I did 2,500 damage.
What is
in
the
5
bug?
rounds.
What is the bug still in where you can see who you're playing against for a quick minute?
I think it is, but like it feels reduced. Like I feel like or at least I'm not looking for it anymore. I just don't. I'm just over it. I just don't care. But yeah, Lancer got through, and I loved it. But yeah, I like the ban system. Although I agree it's not very clear for like newer players. Like they're maybe like, what is this? But I think the actual ban system, the strategy behind it, and watching some comp players and their ban systems and their thought process is really nice. So I've actually started including it in the intro of my videos, like the ban phase, because I explain why I'm doing the ban phase and what I'm banning and why and what I'd like to see banned, because I think it's good educational content for people to figure out.
Do you think now that you've played it a decent amount, do you think what are your thoughts on critiques of the ban phase? Do you think it's the placement is good? Like a lot of games will do now. I know we're not there with enough rogues yet, but they'll have a ban like in the very beginning and then halfway through picks.
Yeah.
And it's more like draft style, you know, back and forth type of deal. Do you think the ban system has some a latitude to grow and to evolve, or do you think the current ban system is the most appropriate?
No, I think there definitely could be a pick and ban phase. I think we get 25 rogues in, 30 rogues in. You know, there's really good like counterplay options to that. Like, and I like the idea of a ban at the start, so someone bans, and then like first pick, 2 picks, 2 picks, 1 pick, then another ban
Style,
and then
draft style back and forth,
and then the last 2 picks for each team go. But I would like that. I think that'd be, and having another ban in the middle there could be really interesting. I don't think they'd go as elaborate as putting another ban in the middle. But just like having some pick and ban in there would be really good. I think it only adds to strategy, right? Like at the end of the day,
100%.
That's all it is. People may get mad that having their rogues taken away, but it's a strategic thing, right? Like learn to play more rogues. Deal with it. I'm sorry, don't one trick Lancer. She's getting banned all the time.
And I think what are your thoughts on the current scenario of being able to select a character and both teams being able to select that character versus true lockout?
I would like it to eventually move away from that.
Okay.
But it's like their balancing has to be so on point. Right, it really does. Their balancing has to be super on it, because at the moment, like whichever team locked Kestrel in would win. That would be it.
Yeah,
if we did
but
that
with enough rogues, you have enough counters where you don't have to be as concerned, you know?
That's what I mean. Then balancing needs to be really on point for that to really work. There needs to be a counter to everything. For the most part, there is.
Okay.
But Glitch doesn't count as a counter to everything. He does technically counter everything, but you can't rely on him as a counter for everything. Like, let's be real. So I would like to see. Some that implemented eventually. I think that would be a good direction eventually to go. I mean, I assume you agree. You would like to see that from a
through the games that I played, especially the high res games that I played, I do enjoy the ban pick phase. I think there is a boatload more strategy. I mean, it's a mini game at that point. It's literally a mini game. When you're looking at tournaments, you're now looking at what characters do they play, who do we ban, who do we pick, who do we counter ban. You know, it brings a whole nother world into it, because your picks and bans literally could make or break your game. When especially when you're talking about high caliber competition, like, oh my gosh, they let Radthar get Lancer. This is going to be a totally different game than if we let him get Chalk. So I think it's good. It's healthy. I'm eager to see like what that magic number is of rogues that fuels that, you know, like what is it, you know, where are we at from that? But either way, I mean, it's good. It's a good first step. adding the bans in. I guess I would have rather have seen us do the bans with the pick system at the
Yeah,
same time
yeah,
versus like here's a random ban. It's like, oh,
yeah.
okay, kind of weird. Doesn't feel like it has a good place, but yeah.
Yeah, no, I understand that. I think the one thing they have to do though is they have to allow swap, so you can swap rogues with your teammates who are
Yep.
picked, so that you can actually
Yep.
prioritize. Like, hey, I'm not the Kestrel player on this team, but we need to insta-lock Kestrel first pick. So
Yep.
do that. So that has to be an element of it, 100%. But I
Yes.
actually like. I was like, just go there. I like that they added the one ban in as just a
Mm.
taste for it. I said I find no issue with the one ban. I think it's interesting. I think it adds strategy regardless, even if it's not the cleanest system or the final
Yeah.
product. I like where it's
Yeah.
at. Like I just like having it there. So I do like it. I'll take what we got. I'll take what we can get. But if it comes to that sort of stuff, overall rank's
Cool.
been nice. One caveat, and this is Radthar's rant of the week. We hit 250 subs on Twitch. It was a great milestone. Great support.
Congratulations.
Thank
That's
you.
exciting.
And I said I'd do an Anvil only stream where I'll go completely
Okay.
Anvil only, master him up. There's been a long history on my channel where Anvil has not been a rogue I enjoy. He's been a bit of a meme, but I said I'd fully master him out in a stream. Just to give you a bit of backstory here, or a bit of pre-warning, I have not yet mastered Anvil, and I did 2 of these streams. So I failed in my task. But I'll tell you why I failed, and it's because of this stupid ban phase of everyone banned Anvil because they knew they were against me. I got
that's painful.
stream snipe banned for like 2 hours, like on one of my streams, like consistently. I could not play Anvil because I was trying to do ranked because Strikeout was just a suffering. So I was like trying to do ranked, and I just like, you know what, I'm gonna play Anvil because I'm doing an Anvil stream, and people just came in and stream sniped me, saw they were against me, and insta ban Anvil, and I'm like, oh,
Oh,
why are we doing this, guys? Like, do we not have better things to do? And that's been a real struggle for me recently, as stream snipers and just like that sort of thing. It's really kind of rampant at the moment. But I guess it comes to territory.
I'm still a huge fan of them. I had talked with they had some like little like partner
Yeah,
meeting 6 months ago, whatever. And one of the things we had mentioned, some of the partners at that time, was it would be phenomenal to have a streamer
yeah,
system, streamer mode, something similar like
mhm,
Valorant. So it changes your name and all your teammates' names, and it
yeah,
only shows the enemy, the character name. I think that'd be phenomenal.
yeah,
I'd love to see that. I think I don't I I feel like nowadays when you're playing like a multiplayer game
mhm,
like this one is and competitive game, I feel like that's a no-brainer. Like
yeah,
that could have been something you came out with, when you
yeah,
released your game. That would have been really, really nice to have. I am surprised because that we don't see it on any roadmap anywhere. Granted, it's only about a 3
yeah,
month roadmap we have right now,
yeah,
but that's something that is helps along like the content creators of your game that are supporting it. So I'd love to see that kind of fast tracked.
yeah.
It's one of the many things that I think would be very beneficial for the game over the next 6 months.
Yeah, small quality of life thing, right? Like it doesn't really impact the majority of the player base, but it helps your big content creators not hate your game. Like,
Yeah. Oh yeah.
because it's so difficult. Like, and eventually, yeah, they get it. Like, they'll eventually realize, oh, they're against Radthar. Like, I've got his stream up anyway. Like,
Yeah.
he's top of the Twitch boards for Rogue Company. It's not hard to figure out when I'm playing, right? Like, realistically, yes, you'll match into me, but like, it's the stream snipe elements there, but it's also not like, it means that random people who are like, oh my god, I'm just queuing games, and Radthar's live and he's playing, I've queued into him,
Yeah.
amazing, let me go to his stream right now and brief him. It's like that removes that, and that probably removes a lot of it. So, I would like it. I think it would be a really nice thing. I was talking with someone about Apex earlier, and we were talking
Mm.
about stream snipers and stuff, and I'm like, if you move to a game like Apex with their the streamer mode enabled and stuff, you just don't get egoed by people like that because people don't know it's
Yeah.
you. Like,
Yep.
it's such
Yep.
a big game as well. It's such a big player base, and that's Rogue's other failing of this sort of thing is they don't have a big enough player base to not match against
Oh
people
yeah.
so
So
easily.
small. Yep.
So like playing something like Apex, you can match into a million different lobbies if you queue at the same time, but streamer mode really does protect the streamer in that situation because it literally hides everybody's name in game, out game, and everything. So I would
Yep.
have liked to see something like that eventually come to Rogue Company. But and this is kind of what I want to divert most of the conversation of this episode into is that roadmap. We talked about it last week, and we talked about the shortcomings that it gave. But I don't feel like we actually elaborated too much on what we would want there instead. And I think that's actually going to be really important. I think that's worth a discussion right now because
I'm just bringing it up now. Yeah.
yeah, go for it. I think that as this is the last episode of season 2 of RogueCast, I want to put some final words out into the player base, into the dev team about what the next 3 months of Rogue Company needs to look like for it to survive. Because I'm gonna be blatantly honest. If they stick with the roadmap they have currently, Rogue Company dies in 3 months. It does not hit season 3 and thrive if it sticks with what they've got. I don't think anything on that roadmap is that interesting. I think weapon mastery is interesting. Whether it is a good system that will make the game thrive, or whether it will get reverted in 10 seconds like TTK, I don't know. I don't think. I honestly, I'm gonna take that when it comes. I'm not gonna talk too much about weapon mastery. I think they've got an idea in their head. They've got a firm idea in their head of what they want the game to be. Okay, roll with it. If that's what you're gonna do, like, stick with it. I don't care. Stick with it.
I got a question for you on weapon mastery. Do you feel that Rogue Company is having an identity crisis problem? So when I look at weapon mastery, it's like this is one of those things where 6 months ago, if they were like, we're gonna try this out, I wouldn't have been as tilted.
Yeah.
But now it's like you're changing your game too much with that move. Like you're playing the beta card too much. And that's what I really don't like. It's like right now, in the current state of Rogue, you can't afford these types of mistakes.
Yeah.
And so would you agree that it's almost like an identity crisis? Like, oh, we're trying this. It's like, you can't do that. Like, we're past that point.
So yes and no. Yes, because I do think it is an identity crisis. I think it's exactly what it is. They don't quite know exactly what they want to be, or they know exactly what they want to be and they released the game too early and they are not ready to implement those changes. It's one of those two. But after a few discussions, I've understood that the mastery grind system is actually for grinders. That's actually what it's meant to be. I also know that the exotic and legendary weapon wraps, that like things, are part of that. So you actually are grinding for weapon skins as well with the weapon mastery system, like a traditional weapon mastery system, as opposed to what did I call it last week? Global weapons is what I called it. What I renamed it, because you were right. It just isn't weapon mastery. They're not calling it what it is. It's not weapon mastery. The exotic skins are weapon mastery. This is a global weapon system. So I'm not super opposed to it at this stage. I am interested to see what it actually plays like. I think like the time to kill, it changes some strategy. It adds some strategy. It adds some fairness, but it also kind of like ruins some of the core of the game. So it is what it is. It will come. Like, they will bring it out. And we have to accept that will happen and make decisions based on that time of what we think about it. Because it could be great for the game. You don't know. Like, maybe it is good to have, the Mamba is really strong right now. Let's have every DMR user using the Mamba when we have them on our team. Because that balances out gunplay more. It actually comes down to who is out shooting who the best, right? Because you're all using the same weapons. Yes, you lose some identity of rogues, but then you're also kind of adding more value to their identity. Because you pick them for the kit, not the weapons. Whereas at the moment, you pick Kestrel for the Riptide. The Riptide's a beamer. It's the best gun in the game. Like, you pick Kestrel for that.
That's a balance issue there, though.
Exactly, 100%. But like, nothing will ever be balanced. There will always be a meta, right? So like, DMRs will be better. Like, but instead of like saying, okay, we need a devotion on our team, we have to have Dallas, right? Well, now, okay, we have a devotion on our team, but we can still use devotion on Dahlia. We keep our Dahlia, we keep our healer, and we have the devotion. And so you remove the strategic side of gunplay and you add it into the value of rogues. I can see where it kind of like can marry up. I can kind of see the idea of it, but maybe I'm just justifying what everybody hates. I don't want to jump on an opinion right now because that's what happened with Time to Kill. Everyone hated Time to Kill and everybody bullied Time to Kill out of the way, and it's honestly was a big stab to Rogue Company, or like genuinely like that really, really hurt. I'm imagining that's a Game of Thrones spoiler. Never mind. We're moving past it.
Let's pivot back a little bit. So you had made a good thought there that you wanted to talk about, which was okay. So in the next 3 months, what would we love to see? So let's break barriers here for the next 3 months. So that means cost is not an object. And game design and engine limitations don't exist.
Okay.
So what is your first one that you feel would help? Let's put it this way. What feature or item in the game would help to skyrocket to Rogue Company to where it needs to be to succeed? Whatever it is.
Okay, I mean, okay, there's a lot here. I'm going to go for a slightly off the beat one
Go for
that
it.
is going to be a little bit more niche,
Okay.
but is going to be really good for the player base, because a big issue
Okay.
right now the Rogue Company has is that people play it for 2 months and then it becomes their side game. That's exactly Rogue Company's issue. Nothing keeps people here. What keeps people here? Stat tracking, leaderboards, API. Those three core elements.
I told the man to pick one, and he goes to three.
Well,
That's
I feel like they're all together. I think they're all
Okay,
like
okay.
smushed together
You're
of
right,
like
you're right,
stat
you're
tracking
right.
essentially, and a way of making that grindable. And I want that. I want that in the next 3 months. I think there is a large portion of players like myself, or even people who don't play as much as myself, but still play every day and it is still their main game, who get to Rogue within a couple of weeks because it's really not hard, and are done. I'm literally done with. I have nothing to play the game for other than like my content. And it's like I don't need to play ranked. I'm doing solo queue to Rogue. That'll be done in a few weeks. I don't have the battle pass is basically done. The weekly challenges are good, really good for a casual player who plays once a week or a few times a week and can grind a couple challenges, and that's that. But there's nothing to keep big grinders, big players, and people who want to throw a bit of clout out there in the game, and leaderboard stat tracking and an API to then make that all worth it will be really good. And I know, that this is not very highly ranked on their surveys, is what I was told, as something that is valued. I get it. It is a niche thing for hard grinders. Doesn't mean it shouldn't be implemented. Like, I don't think you can go off these surveys of what a casual play base.
100%.
Also, by the way, what surveys ever? I've never seen a Rogue Company survey. I've seen a few on Twitter after a PTS.
Yeah, I've gotten a few in that regard. I think you're right in that where it comes down to going off the surveys. If they've only gone off of surveys till now, look where it's taken them.
Yeah.
Like, it's not like, so that's something to keep in mind. I think for me, the first one I would bring up that I thought about a little bit more recently was I would love to see as I said, a tournament mode. Okay, now I flush it out a little bit more. You can only queue duos.
Yep.
You can't queue or solos. You could go solo or duo.
Okay.
And here's the reason I say that. Then it forces you to be queued with other people, which I think is critical.
Yep.
This is supposed to be a fun, casual, but competitive, which is, I know, an oxymoron a little bit, but mode that you queue up. It runs every X amount of hours. You get into the game. At the top, there's tournament mode. You click on it, and then you're in queue. It launches, and there's a countdown timer on the home screen. That says, "Hey, tournament mode starts in 3 hours." And let's say it's every 3 hours.
Yeah.
And then it pulls you into a game. You're on with the team. Now they would have to have a fill system in place.
Yep.
So either it fills it with a bot, it fills it with a player, or like CS:GO, it fills it with a bot, and then when you die, you can take over as that bot, which I think makes sense. And I want them then to be pushing Rogue Bucks back into the game. So the winners of that tournament mode, here's Rogue Bucks.
Yeah.
Type of deal. Or you create a separate currency system in the game for winning these, and then you can spend them for different things that are like your high caliber items. Like, you can only get these from winning their tournament mode. I feel like that gives you a reason to log back into the game.
Yeah.
Like, it's like, oh damn, like, this is sick.
Yeah.
Like, I honestly, I would be playing more if I knew there was a tournament mode.
Yeah.
I think it would be amazing for content, for live stream. So that's my first one of our conversation is tournament mode.
I'll also kind of touch on that a little bit as well. I would love to see, and I think this is what originally sparked this sort of idea and conversation, was a wingman tournament mode, specifically wingman, because 2v2s are much easier to get a full bracket in, I guess, is what I'd say. Is like, 2v2s. Also very competitive, also give you a use for your wingman mode that you have, and everybody wants it permanent, but isn't permanent yet. So, like, I think that would be good. I again, reminds me very much of Call of Duty, Warzone, Call of Duty Modern Warfare, Gunfight.
Yeah.
They had Gunfight talk. They literally it could be all the time.
It could be different game modes. So like,
100%.
this one, like the first one of every day. So let's say it's like 1 o'clock every day. You have Strikeout, and then 3 hours later it's Wingman, and 3 hours later, like, it could rotate through them. I'm okay with that. Like, the whole value is different player bases, because I honestly think your person that's enjoying these is going to play all the different game modes.
Yeah.
And kind of go through. And on top of that, you now have leaderboards
Mhm.
for those, and there's some value there.
Yeah.
I just think there's a lot of this stuff that they could put into the game that's instant run. And if you're wondering like how this works, other games the way they do it is like that hour pops, you get pulled into a party, it puts you into a game. When that game finishes, it automatically knows who the winner is,
Mhm.
so that it puts you back into a queue instantly waiting. And if you're waiting for the next match to finish in your bracket, it shows you the bracket, it
Mhm.
says game in progress, and then it pops. And then it's all automated.
Yeah.
It's all automated, so you're just riding it out type of deal.
Mhm.
But in order to make that work, you gotta deal that they have on the roadmap here for phase 2 lever and AFK improvements.
Yeah.
Increasing the lever penalty and the AFK penalty, I feel like that's all they're going to be doing.
Probably.
I don't think they're going to be adding a bot in. I don't think they're going to be adding the ability to queue into a game that already exists or to take
No.
that person's place when you die, because unfortunately, I think that's too much for high res. And I'm not trying to be Debbie down here. I'm just saying those types of game improvements don't exist at a high res level. At an
Yeah.
Epic level, an Activision level, they're
Mhm.
there. A Valve level, they're there. But I
Yeah.
just don't think high res is going to take the time to do something like that. But I do think that is what's going to like that little quality of life change where you're like, no one's voting for that.
Yeah.
Yeah, but how many people complain about levers and AFKers?
Yeah, I think also though the issue with that is you can't reload into a game. Like you shouldn't be able to load into a game in demolition that's halfway through. I mean, maybe it
Well,
works
yeah,
for
you
some
should
modes.
X amount of time. X amount of time.
Even then, one
then-
round, would you not get to pick your rogue? You pick your rogue late, and you already know what's like. I think there's complication when it comes to the demo. Other modes, like a TDM,
Maybe, yeah.
King of the Hill, stuff like that. Maybe that comes in. Maybe they really refine their casual permanent modes and their sweaty permanent modes, and add it in for that. I wouldn't be opposed. Like TDM, who cares? Like you like loading into a TDM halfway through is perfectly normal. I guess the only issue is you have economy, right? So then you have economy balancing to work through, and I can see why they wouldn't jump on that. But as I said, I wouldn't hate it for in the right way. But I can see also why they wouldn't do it just yet. But I'm kind of in agreement with that one. However,
what's your next one? Give
my
me
next one, yeah. So tournaments would be great. However, you rely on one very important thing, and that is player base. Rogue player base, I actually don't think is that bad. It just sucks for matchmaking because there's no crossover between matchmaking. We've talked about this a bunch, and this is something I want done now. And I am
100%.
I'm so done with this argument that I've had with people every once in a while of like, no, it'd be unfair for console people. The game is suffering. The game is dying because it has no matchmaking because there's not a player base. There are 50 players who play on PC and 5,000 that play on console, and we are running these same ranked lobbies over and over. I can literally log on to ranked right now and I can tell you the 4 teams that I will go against on NA. That's it. And we have so many console players who are more than good enough to compete at that level with PC players. I'm not gonna lie to you, there are PC players that play worse than my Switch viewers. Like genuinely. Like yes, at the highest.
We have
level,
no leader. We have no leaderboard.
We don't
so we
know.
really can't. We really
Personal
can't say PC is better than Switch or console. It's and that's the argument where it's like, okay, fine. If this is put in place and 3 months in, the top 100 players are all PC. Okay, you have an argument. But the second of console players in that top 100.
Oh, 100%.
Sorry.
And I can name a few console players who would be in that top 100 easily. 100%. Like there's some really good players in this game that are on console and can compete and do compete literally at the CMG level at the biggest event in the game on console. Like they are more than good enough. And it's like I want to see that door open up. And and I'm not even that mad if the average console player can't reach Rogue rank because they are just at a hardware disadvantage. I don't mind that. At the end of the day, that's kind of the system you're in. Someone's paid more for a PC, they're going to have better hardware, arguably they're going to be better. But at the end of the day, it's decision making. Demo is decision making more than direct gunplay, more than anything. So, like, the balance doesn't strike for me. I think that this game should be full crossplay, not, I'll toggle it on and off. Oh, you know what? If you're a PC player, you can't really match with console players. We're just going to let you match with PC players unless they party up and then they kind of break that barrier for you. No, I want to match with everybody. I want the entire Rogue Company player base to be open to one another. This to be a full crossplay
like Call
game.
of Duty.
Like Call of Duty, Apex, all of them.
Yeah.
Use your player base to boost your matchmaking, because Rogue Company matchmaking is a joke. It is absolutely just it's not match. It's not. There's nothing. I'm not even gonna defend it. There is no matchmaking. I'm not matchmaking.
We talked about it a lot.
So much. It was nothing. Yeah. I can get placed with a level 30 player who is playing their first rank game when I have 2,000 points in rank. I am one of the top 200 players in rank, and I'm getting matched with someone who's brand new to the game. No, that's not acceptable. And if you have to open up the debate of console versus PC to fix that problem, I'm okay with it. I will, and you know what? I will do this. If they do it, I will load up my Xbox again, and I will play a day of ranked on my Xbox just to appease you, all right? Because I am not having this game die from matchmaking issues alone.
Yeah,
when they could do this and open up.
I think you hit the nail on the head there. Like, you know, there's a few things that they did. They did gameplay balance. They did gameplay UI improvement. They have lever and AFK improvement, but there's nothing on here that says matchmaking improvement. And it's like, wait, do they not realize that that's like, I'm sorry, they do realize this, but they're not prioritizing it. Let's put it that way. Of matchmaking is a problem. And so that is definitely one that I just bringing it up. Like, matchmaking is something that needs improved. And the way you improve your matchmaking is, unfortunately, due to your lower player base, is increase it across the board. I think it also hits the nail on the head as well as to why is our matchmaking so abysmal? Why is our player base so small? Well, you know, it could be a lot of things. What I'd love to see added to the game is, I think we need to circle back around to the marketing side and take a different approach to it. You know, find ways to pull players back into the game from a marketing perspective. Tarkov, we talked about one with drops on Twitch. One example. Another example is...
Can I jump in on that one?
Yep, go.
I streamed Scav properly for the first time today. I just like, that was my stream today. I streamed Scav with a couple of friends. Just had a nice time hanging out with some friends. I had 6 people come into my chat, and I was hitting like 40 people as opposed to the 100 I normally hit playing Rogue. So not very many people, mostly my core group and the occasional floater. And those occasional floaters, I said it's about 6 people like, are drops enabled? Can I have drops? You know, drops here? Like, you know, can you enable drops? Does the game have drops? I streamed Scav for the first time. Like, six people came into my stream and started asking me those questions. Rogue Company, hello? Like, yeah, drops really bring people into the game. They like drops. That was my rant.
And so that's a big one. The whole marketing side of Rogue Company was huge in the very beginning of closed beta. And then I'll be honest with you, it feels like that entire marketing, like, either budget has dried up or they've just moved on to something different, because it doesn't feel like the marketing side isn't there. And I'm not saying spend buku bucks to have your Dr. Disrespect, your Ninja, your Courage. I don't know that that's the best way to do it. Because it gives you kind of false accounts, and then those people move on, just like those big streamers moved on. So I think you need to come up with other creative ways to do it. If it's world events that are occurring, in-game big events that are occurring, that's a big one, guys. That, look at Fortnite. You and I were talking about Scavengers before this. It was like, I heard the Scavengers did this huge event with 4,000 people in one lobby. It's like, I'm not saying that they need to do a BR with that, but what events are they doing in Realm Royale? Or I'm sorry, Realm Royale. Rogue Company. I played Realm Royale last night. What are they doing in Rogue Company that is so groundbreaking that gamers are talking about the game that don't even play it? Like, they're doing nothing. None of that is occurring. Don't tell me your limited time modes. I'm sorry, they're not groundbreaking. Like, what are you gonna do that is different from the next guy? So the marketing side, we could throw out so many ideas out there. Like, there's so many different things, but like, at this point, there's nothing there. Like, another fun idea I had for the marketing side: do a celebrity charity tournament. Get a handful of celebrities. Maybe celebrities, you get content creators, whatever. Throw it together and do it, you know, a type of deal for charity, whatever it is. Like, where is the marketing department here? Like, I just feel like it's a guy in a corner. It's just like, man, you got to spend money to make money, people.
Literally. Like, I spent.
That's my idea.
That's my idea. £1,000 today. Pounds what I spent today, because I'm reinvesting into my channel, and it's like,
awesome.
That's a lot, you know. And no, trust me, it hurt. It hurt my bank account a lot, but it hurt. It hurt a lot. Okay, another thing I want added. Kind of going a little bit more. I guess standard. Honestly, I want weekly, absolutely weekly hot fixes, bug fixes, patches to fix the stupid stuff that is in the game.
Yep.
There is, and
It's not
I
happening.
already know this is being fixed. Like they've said this is fixed next patch. Why is Invisible Fire a thing? Why have 2 weeks of your highest level competitive scene gone on with Invisible Fire? That is literally a point that teams are making. Like teams are picking rogues with incendiary grenades partly because they can manipulate the invisible fire, because it's literally so annoying to deal with. And I've seen good level players dying to invisible fire that they shouldn't have. Like, that can't happen. That needs to be fixed within a day. And this is, again, I don't talk too much about scavengers, because scavengers and rogue aren't very comparable, other than their games of like, I mean, Scav's actually way less than rogue. Like, it's not doing that great. But Scav's dev and bug department are really active. Like, they drop their big patch, 2 days later, hotfix. The next day, by the way, we're doing another hotfix in a couple days, in a week, to address some of these other issues we couldn't quite address on this one, but we've got you on them. We acknowledge them. We're doing them. I need that. That is what I need in my life. I need to see a post from Rogue Company Official twice a week saying, hey, we've noticed you guys are talking about this bug. We're going to address it in our next hotfix. We've noticed that, you know, the damage numbers in this aren't quite right. We're going to address it next hotfix. I want that weekly. Absolutely, I want that weekly.
Do you think that they almost need to roll out another one of their shows, but it's more like their weekly video that is, and they have a face of a different developer that's a QA developer that is literally a bug fix guy, and he's literally as eccentric as like pretty hair, and it's just a guy that says, hey, this week here's the bugs we're working on, and they go through the list, and that's his whole job. Is literally like, that would be phenomenal. Like, it would just be like, wow, you're continuing to reinvest into your player base by fixing your bugs.
I would love to see more developers on that show, or on This Week in Rogue Company, of literally being like, hey, I'm Pretty Hair, I'm your host. This is, you know, some of the overall changes. Now let's head to our bug fix guide, talk about the bug fix this week. Let's head to our marketing department to see what the amazing new stuff is coming. Let's head to our lore department to see what's happening in the lore side of things. You know, and just like stuff like that. And that was head to Scott Gandy, because he's super hyped about this big new balancing change we've got. Like, that would be so good. You're absolutely right with that. Let's get new people in, new faces that just like, I'm like, and then I'll be like, oh, yes, Dave from Bug Fixes. I can't wait to see what he says this week. Like, you know, you know, this is what I want. But like, it's actually unacceptable that we are experiencing so many bugs that are so game breaking that are not addressed quickly. Like, it's actually not okay. Like, they were.
It makes you very uncomfortable as a player, because you see these bugs that have been in the game since X amount of time, and you're like,
months.
Why aren't these in there? And what bothers me is they had that big, really bad patch.
The fix the patch. That was the one, right?
Yep. And then one of their big wigs, I think it was Chris, high risk Chris, came out and apologized and said, we're gonna focus on bugs and we're gonna do this more. And then the next patch had like a giant list of bugs that they fixed, and then it's kind of gone by the wayside. It gives me that uneasy feeling that I felt in Realm Royale when bugs and glitches that were in the game when it launched, I could go to today. Now, granted, it's been 3 years, and I could find that exact bug still in the game. And it's like, wait, are you just developing content, spitting it out, recording there's a bug, and then keep moving forward? Like, that's the uneasy feeling I get when it's like, why do I feel like your skins are at the top of your priority list and your bugs never make it to the top?
No, I 100% agree with that. Like, fully. It's genuinely unacceptable at times. Like, I can't believe some bugs in this game that have been here since the start. It's actually saddening to realize that's where the priorities lie. Because that's like, it's something COD does. COD fixes bugs. And you know what? Like, I remember what my point was going to be. They rolled back TTK faster than they've fixed any bug ever in this game. Something they were so passionate about. Something they wanted to change the entire nature of the game, they got rid of without even giving it a chance to breathe before they let a bug fix come through.
Hey, I'm glad I'm not the only one that's upset about TTK. I'm
upset. I'm upset just because of the messages. It's more than anything.
What other ideas, without going down too many rant rabbit holes, for the next 3 months, that you feel will set Rogue Company apart? Because I think the big one is like, what's the ace up their sleeve? Like
Yeah.
this can't be it,
hmm
guys.
You know
Because if
what?
it is, like, we can't rely on new rogues, new maps, and new battle passes
hmm
to carry Rogue Company. Because
No.
as you said, we hit 3 months from now, August, September, and that's the next rinse and
Yeah.
repeat. It's like
If
you're
season 3 is a rinse and repeat, I don't know if I can
oh
stay.
my
I don't know if I
gosh.
can stay. And
Yeah.
so as I said, I'll do a brief recap. Ranked has to be top of that priority. It needs to be fixed in the next 2 months. It needs to be changed for season 3. Leaderboards need to
Yeah.
be implemented before then. They need like a test month of leaderboards before they go into season 3 to then do reset of leaderboards for season 3. And we can know
Yep.
what we're expecting, ask them to change a few things, and then add in proper leaderboards for season 3. Rank change for season 3, bug fixes every week from today. Today, I want them. Um, Marketing out the wazoo always, like, and a part of that,
Yeah.
and this is another change I really want to see, because and actually, before I get on to that, just quick, I want to talk because you said what will set Rogue Company apart, what's the ace up their sleeve. Rogue Company as a game itself is absolutely phenomenal. The gunplay, the mechanics, the level for outplay, the comp, like everything about Rogue Company as a base game, if you take it from its raw state, is a great game. One of the best games I've ever played in my life. And I'll 100% rep that to the end of my days. It is a phenomenal game that is not had, for the most part, a good development cycle. That's the problem. And so we don't need to change core elements of the game. We don't need massive content boosts. We need the small stuff fixed, the nice little things that keep us wanting to play in, rather than massive content changes. Because at the end of the day, if Rogue Company plays the same as it does now with its rank system, with its marketing, with its bugs, and we have 50 rogues and 60 maps and everything's new and it's different, the game is still gonna die. Like that's not saving your game. But one thing I would really like to, kind of bring in some life into the game, some desire to play, is I would love lore. I kind of hinted at it. I would love some story. Like, we kind of got some with Breach, the new map. Just the car coming in. They see Jackal attacking Rogue Company. They help. They're trying to find Dima and Ronin because of the cinematic where they shot up the street back at the start of the game. Like, there's a story here. There is a story you are actively thinking on. Every new map is adding new things. So why are we not getting a development of that story? Why is your big marketing push not the next big trailer for Rogue Company of this new cinematic? Why is it Mac walking into a building, punching Sigrid out, and grabbing Ronin? I loved it. I love that cinematic. Make it 5 minutes. Have you seen what League of Legends do with their cinematics? I don't know if you've ever seen a League of Legends cinematic.
Yeah, I have. I think I agree with you. I'd like to see almost like okay, everything's about money with a free to play game. So let's roll in DLCs then that are LTE modes, let's say. So example, a new package comes out, whatever it is, you get your cinematic in the beginning like we saw, and then it runs into your character on a campaign based solo mission.
Yeah.
Like that's, I don't know, 10 hours or 5 hours, 5 hours. Let's say 5 hours of gameplay and sell that for $19.99.
Yeah.
Like whatever price you want to charge. It's like, holy cow, now you're adding that into your game. It's like, I have people that love playing video games, but they're like, no, I don't like playing multiplayer.
Yeah.
Okay.
100%.
Then add this into the game. It's like, you guys are all about your microtransactions. Here's a great opportunity. You got your
100%.
cinematic that you can do to hype it up. And then you could go ahead and follow it up with a PvE environment, player versus environment, and run it through. You know, you're on missions, you're acting as that rogue. Like, don't separate your. You know, they talked about their campaign mode being like a separate game. It's like, okay, stop. What's the put it internal, put it as DLCs. Then you have two separate teams, a team that works on that stuff and a team that works on this stuff. And man, that could just get injected. And that could be literally every 3 months.
Yeah. Yeah, it doesn't have to be often.
Or four times a year.
New season.
4 times a year, you're getting that. Yeah, like just stagger it. It comes out halfway through the season just to rejuvenate a little bit. I mean, that'd be so much fun.
Okay, I'll talk about it because I don't think that's a 3. I think that's a bit further down the line in terms of what I'd want to see from them initially. I think I love it. I love the idea of it.
Sure.
But I think, and then maybe not the next 3 months. What I would like to see eventually in the next 3 months, or I'll restrict this one to 6 months, maybe going into next year at least. But I want info on it in the next 3 months. I want hype for this. Is that PvE mode? I want a campaign. Like probably a campaign. I would love a horde mode, something like that, where you're going through waves of enemies, wave of Jackal enemies. I would love a Spec Ops mode. So I'm talking old Modern Warfares here, of like, hey,
Yeah.
here's a mission. This is a mission, and if you complete it in this time doing this objective, you get 1 star. In this time you complete this objective, you get 2 star, 3 star. I can't tell you how many hours I've put into a game purely to 3-star every mission like that. Like, I played Modern Warfare 2 Spec Ops for literal hundreds of hours trying to perfect those and get the best time possible. I played Modern Warfare Spec Ops, which were trash, for that same reason. And Rogue Company could do something really interesting and build lore into it as they do it. It's not even, from just a Spec Ops point of view, like these small little missions that take 15 minutes, but you're trying to perfect. They don't take a lot, like, realistically. And then you have maybe a horde mode on the side, or even just like a small campaign that you then, in 6 months, when that has run dry and everyone's played the campaign, you add your DLC for it. Hey, it's $9.99 to play the new Rogue's mission within this. And they also come with these 2 other Spec Ops missions you can perfect. Oh my gosh, imagine, like, I would buy that in a heartbeat.
Imagine if that's the way they release a Rogue, like cinematic campaign mode of that Rogue. You play as that Rogue, and then X amount of time later, they release it into the rest of their multiplayer.
Yeah,
it's like stage. I don't know. It's just
free money. Awesome. We're giving it to you. We're giving it to you, Scott. We got you.
I mean, you're not wrong. You're not wrong. I mean, these ideas are phenomenal. It's like, but this is all, money is not a limitation, and your engine or your developers aren't your limitation. It's like, but it just sounds like, yes, you're right. I feel like development is occurring, but with handcuffs on all the time. Like, it's like, oh, phenomenal idea. Radthar, that's a great idea, but like, I feel like that literally. I feel like literally, like, Scott would come into the show and be like, that's a great idea, but that's a great idea, but it's like, stop it. Like, if you guys want to make money, you got to spend money, and it's just, you can't be on crutches all the time and handcuffed. Like, come on.
I'm gonna throw an idea at you, just to really bring out everything we got. I don't
bring it.
So New Rogue comes out, Mac comes out, right? You get your cinematic. It's gorgeous. It's great. We love him. He's beating up Sigrid. It's extended a little bit more. We know why he's beating up Sigrid and why he's trying to get Ronin. We know the implementation of Dima in there, right? We have a bit of history of Mac. In the pack, Mac is available to multiplayer. You can now play Mac within your Rogue Company games for 20,000 rep or 700 Rogue bucks. Enjoy, guys. Or you can go into the shop and you can buy the Mac edition, or like the Mac DLC. And with that, you get Mac. You know, it's $19.99. You get Mac. You get his new skin. You get his special weapon wrap for him, or avatar, or banner, or something. And you get the new DLC missions for him as part of your campaign mode for $19.99 all in one. And there you go. Or if you don't want it, hey, 15,000 rep for the multiplayer. He's absolutely free if you're just into the multiplayer. 15,000 rep or just $7. That's all you got. Like, you're done. Happy days. Imagine, like, I'm thinking as a game, as a thing. I would imagine how excited you would be for a new Rogue when you know you're not just playing them for 2 games to decide whether you like them in Strikeout, but you're also getting new skins. You're also getting this campaign mission for them that would be really cool, and some Spec Ops missions and things like that. Like, oh, just imagine that game. That is the Rogue Company I want to see. Like, right there, 100% right there. And unfortunately, what I'm looking at in the next 3 months is not a Rogue Company I want to see. What I'm seeing in the next 3 months is Rogue Company Season 1 and 2 regurgitated with a new Rogue, a new map, the same crappy matchmaking, and no real features that make me want to continue playing the game more than 2 weeks. And as a content creator for your game, why am I feeling like that? Like, why am I out of content?
Okay, the summer roadmap, I feel like somebody turned around and said, hey, we're tight on budget. We need to do something to get us through the next 3 months. That's what it looks like to me. It is very lackluster. Unfortunately, I honestly, is this, I hate to be that guy, but it's just the beginning of the end, where it's like, okay, our money pot has run dry. So we're releasing a boatload of skins. We're doing a few new improvements here. We got our battle pass, because 3 months of nothing but skins and battle pass is enough. 3 months at a state of a game that it's their filler game.
Yeah, that's what it is. That's what Rogue Company is. The filler game.
It's your filler game, and now you're just giving us meh. It's like, I agree. I think the ideas are out there, but I feel like they go to a black hole.
Yeah.
So what are we missing? We seem to be missing something.
Mm-hmm.
We're not being told something.
And
Like
you know what's sad?
something's up.
If it's money, I'm so sad because there's nothing they can do. If they're out of money, they're out of money. You know, like, and that's the problem. If they blew it all in their marketing and it didn't hit, or they tried it again with Mr. Beast and it didn't hit, and they're out of money, we're not going to see any changes. If it's not a money and
Nope.
it's a fear factor or decision making thing, or not having the like creativity to do it, I don't know. Like, if that's the
Yeah.
issue, then they need to fix it.
Then come to RogueCast, because RogueCast has plenty of good ideas.
Exactly. I'm gonna be like, hey Scott, you're watching this episode. I don't mind if you never watched one of these episodes. This one you're watching, like, you know, and because I think,
well, it'd be interesting. I would really love for you to pass this his way, and then ask, because I know you have more of a one-on-one relationship with him, and just say, can you just, even to you, like, I know we won't have an episode after this, but at least so that you know, why can't these things happen?
Yeah.
Is it money, developers, engine limitations? Like, what, what is it? Why can't these things exist in your game? Like, because then you might find out news and go, okay, I know why in the next 3 months.
Yeah.
It's a little hard to swallow as a passionate Rogue Company player.
And 100%, that's exactly what I am. And I love Rogue Company. I love it so much. I will rep this game. It has been the start of my content creation journey, and I hope it is not over anytime soon. I hope we still have a good long time of Rogue Company ahead. But the next 3 months are looking real bleak, and I'm going to be honest, I couldn't stick with Rogue Company if it carries on this path in the next 3 months.
Sure.
I need something more, and I'm literally, I put a tweet the other day that was, I'm gonna read it. It was a great tweet. It was well Radthar. It's the perfect level of
Radthar.
I said, and actually this was on wider things as well. But specifically, I was talking about Rogue Company as well when I put this out. I said, I'm gonna find it. Things need to change, and it's important. I'll do all I can to make that change not only happen, but the best it can be. Eyes are set on the future. That is Rogue Company. I'm going to do all I can to make this game as good as it's going to be. I don't think you'll find a more passionate content creator for this game than myself. I just need to be helped to help this game get there, or to understand why it can't. Because I love this game. And
yeah, it's unfortunate though, but you as a content creator can't save this game.
No, but I'll try my hardest.
So yeah, it's no, I agree. I think you're on the right path. I think you're making good, smart choices. So with that being said, I think it's a good opportunity. If people didn't see your post, or they listen to the audio only, where are you pivoting from here? I think it's a great opportunity for you to talk about that.
I'll quickly mention it. So I've spent 10 months, 11 months posting daily Rogue Company videos to this channel, and I've loved them, and they're great. But I feel like my focus, especially with the lack of content from the game, dropped a little bit, and there's more gameplay, which are fun, and people really enjoy the gameplay. Sure. They still do really well on the channel. But I'm always an educational content creator, and I feel like some videos have been filler videos of content, and I don't like that. And so something I wanted to do was focus more on entertainment, or focus more on education. Quality over quantity. So I'm bringing down to 4 days a week. But on top of that, I'm starting a second channel, which is currently not made or named. But I've got an idea of what I want, and I want to start posting more Radthar content. So there'll be things to do with vlogs, like my personal life and things. There'll be some things to do with other games, maybe some fun gameplays if they pop around. YouTube Shorts will be moved to that channel as well for more like small pieces of content, like minute funny videos or great moments or clutch moments. I'll also be transitioning to Instagram and TikTok for that same sort of feel and whatnot. Like, I'm basically just expanding my content brand to other social media platforms, refining this channel to what it is going to be, and that is the educational Rogue content. When you come to this channel, every video you're learning something new. You're improving at Rogue Company, rather than just watching a gameplay where you might, if you want to see more gameplay. That's what Twitch is at the end of the day. That's the separation I want. If you want to see 7 hours of gameplay, come here to Twitch. That's the place you're going to see gameplay and learn things from that. But more refined tips, tricks, strategy guides, map guides, rogue guides are going to be primarily based on this channel, and 4 days a week. Every Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and Saturday are the uploads for those days. So I thought that'd be a good move. Also, just good for me to although I'll probably be uploading more because of these other channels. Like, I can like tomorrow. Like, I don't have to record a video. I'll record a video, but I don't have to record a video for Wednesday. I can spend 2 days making that video and make it a really good video. I'm gonna make another tier list. I said I'm making another tier list. That's the video. It's gonna be Wednesday. I'm gonna put some really good time into it. And yeah, so that's the future of this channel. And I'm very excited. I'm very excited.
That's awesome.
But
That's
Rogue
awesome.
Company.
No,
Still.
I think, yeah, I think it's a smart move. Quality over quantity is always a big one. As a content creator, you feel that, you constantly need to be putting out more and more videos. But if you look at it, if every video is almost a home run,
yeah,
then it's time well spent.
exactly.
Versus just, I need to get another video out, and it's like, all right, well, what do I need to put out? Like, what am I missing?
Yeah,
I think that'll be good. And it's good that you're expanding. I think it's phenomenal. I think it's a great idea. Expand on the other platforms. I think you will only succeed, and I don't want to say you will only succeed, but a lot of this channel depends on the success of Rogue Company. So you pivoting into other things, I think is smart. If Rogue Company was blowing up out the wazoo, I think your decision would be different.
Yes, 100%.
Because it would be much easier to swallow. But because content creation is your livelihood, it is a smart pivot. So I don't blame you at all.
No, and said part of the reason RogueCast is ending here now is just because in that transition, looking at the videos that I want to do. Also, I said I love RogueCast. I started this series pure passion project, brought it to where it is now, where it's a great production with the help of Octane, who did so much for season 2. Like genuinely, like I can't thank him enough. But like it's one of the things that's like, okay, if something has to go, this might have to go for now. We'll see if it goes somewhere else. Maybe it eventually moves to the second channel. Maybe it stays on this channel when we keep another upload. Maybe we just go audio and live. I don't know exactly where season 3 may transition to, but I said I absolutely love this series. So it's the saddest ending. It was abrupt for you, I know. I've had like 2 days or so to process it. It was kind of abrupt. I think I told you this morning or something.
It's okay. I don't mind. It's all right. I understand.
But yeah, so that's the future of my channel.
Awesome.
And stuff. I mean, and I'll shout out because this is the kind of the end. Your mining channel. We've not spoken about it on RogueCast. So those of you who don't know, Octane obviously has his own gaming channel and stuff. He posts videos there. But he's started a few months ago, not that long, like 2 months ago.
February 5th was my first video.
He started up a new YouTube channel to do with crypto mining and PC builds and testing out graphics cards and things for crypto mining and things. And that's just gone insane. Like, just talk about it, go for it, because that's absolutely insane. And I love your updates on this. So go.
So back in December, I got this idea of, where do I go from here as a content creator? I've been creating gaming content for 8 years.
Can you move slightly to your left? There you go. Perfect.
That better?
You're just slightly
there you go. No, you're good. So I've been creating gaming content for 8 years. I mean, I started on Justin.tv, which most people don't even know what that is. That was the original Twitch before Twitch actually came about. And over the last, I'd say, year, I've had my struggles with where do I go from here? Just how do I fit my passion in and stuff like that. And I love gaming, but I have a very like addictive personality when it comes to things that I latch onto. And so I was like, okay, I think I've run my course from a gaming perspective. And it's not that I stopped gaming. Like once you're a gamer, you're always a gamer. You can't just flip that switch. But I was like, what can I get into next that I would really enjoy? And so back in, I'd say about 6 months ago, 7 months ago, a friend of mine was cleaning out his house and he tried mining like 5 years ago. And he's like, I didn't really get into it. He's like, do you want this stuff? I'm just going to throw it away if not. And so it was like a mining frame, a mining motherboard, and some cables. So it'd been sitting in my basement. And finally, I stumbled across a channel, crypto mining called Red Panda Mining. If you're in the crypto YouTube space, you know this guy. He is phenomenal personality. He makes amazing videos. Long story short, I watched the video back in like November, December, and I was like, I want to do that. I want to do that, but I'm going to do something different. I'm going to be the crypto mining guy, but I am not the expert. I'm the newbie. I'm the newbie coming in, and I'm gonna present myself as a noob, as a guy that knows nothing, and I'm learning along the way. Well, I thought about it in December. I had my logo created. I had this, it's like a gnome. It looks like a gnome kind of guy digging kind of diamonds up.
You
And
should say the
I had
channel
the
name, by the
logo
way.
made. It's the Hobbyist Miner. It's partnered, so you can find it youtube.com/thehobbyistminer, because that's what it was. It's like, I'm a hobby, like, let's try this out. And it started out as just like I'm going to hold a camera in front of me and I'm going to record me trying to learn how to get into crypto mining. And that was my first video was in February, and if you go back, it has like 300 views. It's like it started, and then my second week in, I had a video of what to mine with 4 gig cards, which are
Yeah.
older cards, and I instantly found my identity as a content creator because it was like, okay, this video has 20, 30, 40, 50,000 views now, whatever. And I found, okay, I'm the noob guy in the crypto space, and I'm not buying these $1,000 mining cards. I'm buying these $200 mining cards, which more people can afford. And that just took off from there.
Yeah.
So now I've created content 5 days a week for the last 4 months, and I'm projected the next month to hit 10,000 subs on my YouTube channel. I finally passed Radthar.
He did. He passed me. I'm
blew
like,
right past it.
He did. It was insane. Like your progress on that channel, like knowing you from the very start of it, and like you know, you're talking to me about your first video and stuff, and that, and now it's like absolutely insane. Like I love your social blade when you sent me those. I'm like, how you've hit like 50,000 views a day? Like that's insane. It's like
now it's not all the time. Which is really interesting, as I'm finding, like you kind of have your ebb and flows,
ups and downs.
But
that's
but but it's like, you know, you have those big hits which work well and carry you through. And now I'm in a lower dip right now, but I feel myself coming out of it, like so that's kind of where I've gone to. So I flipped that switch. So you know, I used to stream Rogue Company every day, 7 days a week, and now I stream it like twice a week when I have time, and it's more creating, you know, every day creating that content. So it's been a lot of fun.
Nice.
It's been a change of pace for me, and it also brings profitability. I mean, not only am I making money with crypto mining, like the actual mining of that, I'm also making money off of YouTube and able to reinvest that, as we talked about, kind of what you've done with your success. So it's been quite interesting. But that's been my new passion outside of Rogue Company.
No, and I think it's great. I love that. I don't know why. Just something about that. Seeing you start a second channel from nowhere and just like have it absolutely blow up was just actually inspiring. And
it took 8 years, and it took learning everything not to do.
Yes.
Everything not to do. It's like there's so many things that you think are valuable in the content creation space, and in reality, you're hurting yourself. Lots of different things that we could get into, but either way, though, it is nice to see. And now it is just one of those, like, how do you keep riding that roller coaster? Like you gotta keep on the high, keep it going. But I mean, it's a lot of fun. It's a lot of work though, but it's a lot of fun. But if I keep at it, Social Blade projects in 10 months I'll be at 100K subs.
That's
so
incredible.
I gotta keep it up. I mean, 100K subs is life changing.
That's literally life changing. Yeah, 100%.
It's enough money every month that, you know, you consider, do I keep doing what I'm doing day to day? Like, holy cow, like that's a big deal. So we'll see what happens.
I'm super jazzed for you on that. It's gonna be a good thing. We've made this episode a long one, but I don't mind. It's the last one of the season, so I'm super down. All links for everything. Your channel, your Hobbyist Miner channel, my second channel, probably, if I've made it by the time I post this, will be in the description and stuff. So go check it out, guys. RogueCast, will it return? We'll see. I hope. I said, big passion of mine. If I can find that I've managed my time well enough to get this going once again, I would love to. I'm not gonna lie, in the back of my mind, I'm like, we just start like a YouTube talking channel, like we just talk about YouTube and content. Like we could do it. We could do it like a new podcast. Like I love my weekly chat with Octane, so I'll find a way to keep them.
That's right. People will come and watch it either way, you know.
Exactly. But no, for the last time for season 2, guys, this will be the end of RogueCast. I hope you have a fantastic day. And we'll catch you whenever we catch you. You can check out our respective channels. But other than that, guys, I hope you have the most fantastic day, week, month, whatever it be, until we see you at another point. Stay well. That's my outro for this one. Stay well.